Hey everyone, Vinayak here. This review video is a little late, I guess. It's been almost 2 years since this console had been released. I guess more than 2 years, I guess. But at last I picked one up. So should you still pick up a PS5 in 2025? Watch on to find out. This is the slim model of the PlayStation 5. Just check what we get in the box. These flaps are getting in the way. Maybe I'm unboxing it wrong. Anywho, we remove the box. Within the box, open it up and we find within a controller. One only. This is the DualSense controller in white. This is supposed to be one of the USPs of the PlayStation 5 with adaptive triggers and haptic feedback. It makes gaming more immersive than ever. We'll check it out in a bit. Power cable, no charging brick, which is always a plus. USB-C to USB-C cable, important when setting up your controller. It can also be used to charge the controller. HDMI cable, as the PS5 supports 4K 120Hz, this cable should hopefully allow for it, hoping it's HDMI 2.1 compliant. Oh my, almost missed these. These are the attachments which allow placing the PS5 horizontally. These are actually feet. Sony could have made it more solid, but cost cutting I guess. I'll be placing my unit vertically. Important to note that the warranty card is within the outer blue box. Surprising why it is not placed within the white box. Here are instructions to pull the unit out like so sideways and pull out. Manuals, quick start guide, etc. Being the slim edition, it's 30% smaller than the original PS5 and much lighter too. The top half is glossy and the lower half is matte. Swappable faceplates are available if you want a different color. I picked the version with the disk drive. We have two USB-C ports in front and the power button can be found below. A physical button is so much better. The disk drive is a Blu-ray drive and Blu-ray video playback is a plus, and this one supports 4K Blu-rays, which my PS4 Pro didn't support. Classic Sony triangle, circle, cross, square design here, and we have the PlayStation logo here. Not sure if it lights up, have to check. On the back, we have a HDMI 2.1 port, LAN port, two USB-A ports, and here's the power port. These faceplates come off and have to be removed if you want to customize them. Also, removing this plate which is found above the drive, we gain access to the NVMe SSD slot. They are just clipped on, use a little force and it comes off. I picked up this Western Digital Black SN7100 NVMe drive which has a 7250 Mbps read speed. The requirement by Sony is that it should at the very least support 5500 Mbps, so this drive should work. 2TB should be a decent amount of storage, which is in addition to the 1TB that is in the console. Let's open the slot cover. Within we can find it supports multiple drive form factors like 2230, 2242, 2260 and 2280 and 22110. I have a 2280 drive which is 22mm wide and 80mm deep. It uses the M key interface. Remove the screw and spacer and place it in the appropriate mounting hole. This is for 2280. It is recommended to use a heatsink with the drive, so I picked this one. Multiple heatsinks are available, but this one had PS5 in the title, so that's a plus. Links can be found in the description. Place a spacer, install the drive and screw it down. That was pretty easy. Now let's set it up. The slim model is quite small as compared to the original and doesn't look out of place on the TV stand. Connect the power and HDMI cable and turn it on. This is the startup animation that you get the first time you start your PS5. Next time onwards, it's just a quick animation. Connect a controller to the PS5 console to pair it. Log into your Wi-Fi. After a few pages, here the M.2 SSD is detected and it needs to be formatted. Tap on OK and we are getting 6920 Mbps, which is lower than the quoted 7250 Mbps but still higher than the required 5500 Mbps. The console is updating. Once everything is installed, oh, the disk drive also gets paired to the console. I don't think you can move the drive around between systems. Log into your PlayStation account. I already have an account as I have registered using my PS4 Pro. If you don't have one, just create an account. I'm scanning the QR code with my phone and we are in. The interface uses a clean, modern design. The OS is the same as the one on the original PS5. Navigation is smooth. Activity cards can be found below, letting you jump directly to specific game levels or challenges, check progress, and view tips without loading menus. Streaming apps like Netflix, YouTube and Disney Plus are integrated into a separate media tab. You can control the apps using the DualSense controller, but media mode can also work with the TV's remote via CEC or consumer electronic control. Most new TVs should support it. Now to install the games I've picked up. Here's Death Stranding 2, a PS5 exclusive. It will be available in a year or two on PC, but if you want to play this title now, you need a PS5. The game needs to be copied onto the console before you can play. And if you have connected your Wi-Fi, any updates online would also be installed. Basically, it doesn't play off the disc, and the disc is just a license which you would need to start the game. If you purchase games online via the PlayStation Store, then you don't need a disc, which is what happens on the digital-only version. The key specs on the PS5 Slim are, it uses an AMD Zen 2 CPU with 8 cores at 3.5 GHz. The GPU uses AMD's RDNA 2 architecture with 36 compute units at 2.23 GHz. RAM is 16 GB GDDR6. Storage we have 1TB that is in the console, which is expandable via the M.2 slot which I have installed. Optical drive supports 4K UHD Blu-ray discs. The disc drive can become really audible when running a disc, but it does spin down after it reads it. The DualSense controller might be the PS5's most impressive innovation, with adaptive triggers and haptic feedback. You can see the resistance that's being simulated over here. You have to press a little bit harder just to activate the trigger. In Astro's Playroom, which is a demo of how the controller is supposed to work, you feel every texture, resistance and vibration, from footsteps in the sand to the pull of a bowstring. So the pros of the controller are immersive haptics, adaptive triggers add realism, and mic and built-in speaker. But there's a con. The battery life could be better. Depending on the game you're playing, it runs for around 6 to 12 hours. The PS5 supports 4K gaming up to 120Hz with compatible TVs and HDR for vibrant visuals. Ray tracing and improved lighting effects makes worlds feel alive. At launch, PS5 had a limited exclusive library, but it has been growing significantly. Games load super fast. And we are ready to play. Other than the extra time taken to enter my passcode, it loaded up pretty fast. Graphics have been optimized really well for the PS5. Very few games allow for free upgrade to the PS5 version if you purchase the PS4 version. For example, God of War Ragnarok wants 1000 rupees to upgrade. Horizon Forbidden West, Demon's Souls, Returnal and God of War Ragnarok showcase what the console can do. Some exclusives have also released on PC, but there are still a couple PS5 only titles. GTA 6 is also supposed to be a PS5 and Xbox exclusive when it releases. Backward compatibility, it is backward compatible with most PS4 games, meaning that you can enjoy an older library with faster loading and higher frame rates. I have at least 4 or 5 other PS4 games with me. The audio, we have Sony's Tempest 3D audio tech creating an immersive soundscape. With supported headsets, you can pinpoint sounds, footsteps, distant gunfire and the rustle of leaves, adding depth to gameplay. Remember these attachments which allow placing the PS5 horizontally. These are the holes that these attachments go into. And now you can just place the PS5 horizontally. This being a disc unit, it doesn't need anything more on the left side. So to put it in perspective, a GPU that can give you this kind of quality with ray tracing would cost as much as the console itself. Now that doesn't include the CPU, storage, RAM, cabinet, etc, etc. Also, the PS5 is rated for a max of 350 watts, all in this small frame, which doesn't make the wife angry as it still looks aesthetic, which I feel it is. Important point is that the consoles are generally sold at a loss and the amount is recovered by game sales. Just check Steam prices versus PS5 prices. At the moment when I'm looking at the store, I think there's a sale going on and the prices are lower, but it's still higher than it's on Steam. We can find older games on disc at lower prices, but you should have picked up a disc edition, which itself is almost 6K more than the digital edition, and the drive is available separately, but that one costs 15K. The truth of it all, Performance is mind-blowing and graphics look fantastic. The PlayStation 5 is a huge leap forward in gaming technology with near-instant load times, stunning visuals, immersive controllers, and a growing library of exclusives. It delivers on the promise of next-gen gaming. The bulky design has been fixed in the slim model. Internal storage is limited if you have tons of games, but you can always upgrade it using the M.2 slot. If you already own a PS5, then you don't need to rush to pick up the Slim. But if you have been waiting, the PS5 Slim is the best version to buy. Same power, sleeker package. Now, ever since I picked up the PS5, rumors of the PS6 coming soon are spreading. Just my luck, all hardware seem to wait for me to pick up the older model just before a new one comes out. Sheesh. So what do you guys think? Would you pick up a PS5 in 2025? Make sure to comment below. So that was the video. Make sure to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified when new videos are added. Thank you for watching and see you all next time.